Recording. Well, hello.
How's it going, everyone?
Hello. We are returning to Lou for our lovely podcast that we're doing.
Another podcast
that we still need to actually rip the audio and make into actual podcasts.
Yeah, we need. I mean, these are podcasts of the week, so we do these every week, and you guys are here.
YouTube podcasts, Ucasts.
Ucast. That should be the new name from now on. Ucast.
So, Tulu, do you want to tell the good folks and people of the YouTubes what our deal is today? What's happening?
Well, today we've got a special guest appearance, isn't that right, Apocalypse?
Special guest appearance from none other than Millennia Hunter, who, funnily enough, what you can see upon the screen right now on mine and Toodaloo's is one of his marvelous creations.
Light Carnival.
He's quite the Willy Wonka of dreams, isn't he? Because
he's like, yeah, he certainly knows what he's doing. It's quite magical.
It is. It's very magical. For those of you who might have forgotten,
I did a video
Millennia
on it.
Hunter, we've done videos on him. I personally discovered him by I was dream surfing and I was looking for unique stuff because I've always had a big taste for the wacky. And I discovered Mrs. Bangle Loves Bread, which I thought initially was a one-off. I just thought it's just some random hilarious thing. But it turns out that this guy has created an entire Mrs. Bangle universe.
But it's quite, I mean, you obviously suggested this Millennia Hunter to me. You said, go check out his stuff. So I made a video on it and gave my first impressions, my reactions, and I'm thoroughly impressed.
Did you try the Google Eyes Nightmare one?
I actually didn't play that one, but I played the Light Carnival and Mrs. Bangles Loves Bread. I played those.
Yeah. Oh God, mate, I think I forgot to mention that one. Yeah, sorry. But if you get the chance, that one is where the googly eyes first appear.
Ooh.
So, but anyway, without further ado, shall we get Mrs. Shall we get? I almost said Mrs. Bangle, but that's a completely different character. That's a different lady. I don't think we'd be that lucky. Shall we get Millennia Hunter?
We shall indeed.
On. Cool. All right, let's do it. Millennia Hunter. I mean, I don't have curtains. Millennia Hunter.
Hi everyone. Toodaloo and Apocalypse did some videos on my creation.
Yes.
Big White Nightmare and Light Carnival, which I really appreciate because it's I appreciate people giving my creation some recognition. And
it's fantastic, isn't it?
Some things just need to be noticed, And I'm very glad I decided to play that because it was quite an experience.
I have to ask, actually, Millennia. By the way, it's an absolute pleasure to have you on here. Thank you so much for taking the time to come on and chat with us because we're really grateful. I have to ask, on Mrs. Bangle Loves Bread, where did you get that fantastic score? It's like, is that something you made?
Oh, it was actually I was just searching the Dreamverse asset library, and I think the track was called it was from Little Big Planet. It was called it was a shop track from Little Big Planet, I think it was.
Oh, I remember Little Big Planet. Is that the one that was narrated by Stephen Fry?
I think so, yeah.
I used to play Little Big Planet quite a lot.
Right on, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I got that.
Oh, fantastic! Yeah, because they've got a sort of public domain asset thing on Dreams that users can use to without copyright strike things. Is it safe to?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, they let you upload assets to share with other people. So I've even uploaded a few of my own assets for other people to use as well.
Oh, that's amazing. That's really cool. Because Toodaloo, you've had a go at Dreams, haven't you? What do you think of it?
Like what part of Dreams? Like the Dream surfing
just
or
the whole
dream
thing, like a nutshell.
Well, Dreams to me, it's many possibilities. You just have to know what you're doing, which is unfortunately something that I don't know. I don't know how to do it, but it's one of those things I've always wanted to do. So it's one of those things I find very very clever, very cleverly done.
Oh, shall we jump into Light Carnival as well, just while we're as background, and then we can also ask good Millennia Hunter here, seeing as we're taking up his precious time, where he could be making his next creation on Dreams, and we shouldn't waste this golden opportunity, shall we?
Let's do it then.
I appreciate it being on.
Oh, I can
here we
see
go then.
Millennia. I can see a big leaf falling.
Ooh,
Is this the new intro that you were talking about?
this is interesting. I like it because this is all new to me too. So like, you know,
I've never seen this. I mean, I've seen the game, but I've never seen the new intro. How did you go about making this, Millennia? How did you do this?
That would make quite a good intro, like
Oh, we have Japanese buses.
I was like, I may
This
have
is
to change
fantastic. So on Dreams, you can make a pre-video and then do the gameplay. You can merge a video because some on Dreams are just watch-only videos. So
yeah, some are just audio-visual and some are games that people create.
oh, that's fantastic.
That's better. I've turned the volume down in the game so I can hear people's voices more than anything else. Yeah, this is a very
So
interesting...
this bit is completely unplayable. Is it just the intro? This where you're on the bus?
Yeah,
Is it just
basically just a cutscene, intro
cutscene? Yeah, intro cutscene.
Then it will get to gameplay after.
Wow.
So I have to ask, Millennia, where did you get the idea for Light Carnival from? Like, I know the description said it was about dreams you've had.
Yeah, most of it is a lot of it are from different kind of dreams I had. I actually had one the other day where it seems to be a recurring dream for me that I'm at this strange carnival place and I'm back at school and I'm looking for my school group where I'm meant to be, but I can't find them, so I'm searching.
Interesting.
Hello, help me! Every year they took us for a school treat. They took us to Chessington World Adventure every summer. And,
Wow.
it's also based on movies for that as well.
Chessington World of Adventures.
Interesting. Well, that's a nice little backstory because I wondered why the bus was flying away. So like, that's a good little backstory as to why the bus is, you know, here.
Oh, yeah, the bus flying away, that was just, I just thought what would be really random and really weird to put in the level, so I just decided what the bus just takes off and
I think you're amazing because, you know, the dreams, particularly nightmares, can be very problematic for people. Like, I, for one, live with my dear friend who I live with, QC, I won't name him in real, he has terrible nightmares and he sometimes calls out in the night and stuff like that, and I think, God, that must be so frightful. But the fact that you have been able to turn your fears, it's very Batman of you actually, you're able to turn your fears into a creation and use it, is just, I think is great.
it's worked out quite well. The carnival ones weren't nightmares, they were just like exploration dreams.
Yeah.
I've had a few bad dreams which I've made in dreams. Yeah.
Because I mean, there's a certain term I think psychologists use, which is exposure, which is a sort of a form of facing your fears by using them, by constantly putting yourself, like if you're afraid of heights, putting yourself in situations where you are constantly out of it. And apparently, exposure can help with. So I know it's kind of different, but in a way, you've sort of used that to. Hopefully Hopefully they don't become too nice, otherwise you might lose your inspiration. Of course, I don't want you to have terrible dreams, but.
But you know, I just find it very, very unique and very clever how you turn these horrific dreams into entertaining games and stuff like that. It's very, very clever.
Very clever, very clever. Oh, okay, go on.
Yeah, just a quick question for you, Tudelu and Apocalypse. Have you created anything in Dream or
I've never actually created anything and published it in Dreams. I mean, all my creations always go wrong, but like I've always wanted to be able to do it, if that makes sense, you know.
I'm actually currently attempting to build the pub, one of the pubs that I work at. I work at 3 different bars, and this one pub which is called the Hope and Anchor. It's a sort of music venue pub. I'm trying to make it. At the moment, I've made sort of the bar, which is sort of okay, and I've got the stairs, I've got the structure of it okay. but I was having such a tiz-was with the flooring, like trying to sort out the floor. I mean, I'm really having a nightmare with it. But I haven't been on it for a while, to be honest. But I was trying to recreate my work.
That sounds quite good. I've actually created my whole childhood house and dreams.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
If you, the thing you can do in Dreams is you can collaborate on a project. If you ever need help creating stuff, you can send me a collaboration invite. And I'll fix whatever you want.
Oh, what? That's a thing? Wait, say that again. So you can send a collaboration invite.
You can send a collaboration invite to other creators and dreams, and then they can help you do stuff with yourself.
Wow.
Oh,
I had no
really
idea about that. That's cool.
No, we learned something new.
The more you know. Wow.
The more
Well,
you know.
It's amazing. I didn't know you could do that.
It's funny. I remember playing Minecraft once and building this castle, and my friend Max helped me out. He really helped out. It's kind of like that. Your friends can help you build things.
Yeah, I mean, because I absolutely suck at building things. Like, one of my major questions about dreams is like, how do you do internal, like interior designs and stuff like that, like houses and things?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Like, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Oh no, I lie. I did make one other thing actually. I made my living room downstairs. I did, and it was actually all right. Did I upload that on the channel? I didn't. I tell you what, I've still got the video on WhatsApp, so I'll definitely have to send that to you guys somehow because I showed my friend downstairs. We've got statues in the house downstairs, so I added those. I was able to find statues to add as well. It was pretty cool. But it's very basic. It's not. You know. It's not. Yeah. Oh, by the way, Millennia, can you tell us a story about this little guy on top of the bus? Was he part of the dream, or was this clown?
Oh, that clown on the bus. I got inspiration from. I don't know if you ever played it. Tony Hawk's Underground 2.
Oh, I did play Tony Hawk's Underground 2. Bam Margera and Phil Margera. Yes. Oh my god.
I don't know if you remember this level when you were in. I think it's Saint Denis of Red Dead 2. I think it's called New Orleans.
Yeah.
You're in that place, and it's a place where the zombies come out, and there's this jester stuck on this moving vehicle. I need to help him get off, so that's what the idea of that.
Wow. Well, I've never played the game, so I wouldn't know what that. I don't really understand the reference, but like, that's really clever.
Yeah, I was first shown that at school. My dear friend Gabriella, who I miss terribly, lots of love, Gabriella. She showed me that game and Tony Hawk's Underground 2, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I was able to, because she likes skating, I was able to skate better than I could in real life. Because it was fantastic. It was a fantastic game. And they're making a new one, aren't they? Tony Hawk Pro Skater. It's like a remake of an old game, isn't it? Yeah, I think they're coming out soon. I've seen some gameplay and it looks incredible. Like the graphics look great. It looks amazing. Yeah, really good.
And, how old were you when you first played Underground 2? I think I was like 6 or 7.
Oh, I would have been a bit older. So that was around 2007 and 8. I would have been about 16, 17. So just sort of doing GCSEs.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh!
I think Underground 2 came out a bit earlier than that. I'm sure it came out like 2005.
I think it came out earlier. I remember playing it a little late, around 2007 and 8, and I was playing it at school and at her house, and I thought it was fantastic. It was so much fun. You could go to all these places in the world, skating and.
Oh yeah. I remember I first played it with my cousins. You know, I think I must have been like 7 or something, and I remember. Playing as Shrek on a skateboard, it was like a secret unlock.
You could play as Shrek. Yes, I remember that.
And you could even play as like a chopped off hand. I remember. And I remember really liking it and seeing the story level. And yeah, that's when I first played it.
By the way, I pressed something I've never pressed before in your game, and I helped the clown. I couldn't hear him, but he's now standing off the bus. Is that a good thing? Did we do a good thing there?
Oh yeah, that's a good thing. That's just that's a little quest I tried to do slightly. out off the bus and you've done it.
By the way, there's a little balloon which looks ever so slightly like Mickey Mouse. Were you slightly inspired by Disneyland Paris? Was that a slight nod to Disneyland Paris, or was that just random?
That's just, I'm not sure, that was an asset. I just searched balloons and then I found that and I thought that looked cool, so...
Also,
trust Disney to put their fingers in some sort of pie.
I've seen this little statue here on this, in the Tweenies Funland area, because that's where I am now. Is this, like a nod to Rex from the Toy Story films? Like this little dinosaur on this?
Whereabouts is that?
Near all the, like, the beanbags and the cushions and stuff like that, in the Tweenies Funland. Like, there's a little, like, green dinosaur that looks like...
Oh, yeah, I remember now.
Yeah.
It's not a nod to Toy Story, but it sure looks like it could be.
It does look like Rex, that's all. It reminded me of Rex from Toy Story, you know, the...
Oh yeah, it could even be that, because I just, what I did, that was someone else's asset I used in the Queen's Funland, so it could be a nod to Toy Story, I'm not sure.
Oh, wow.
I can't believe that you're fully inside Toodaloo. I've been chin wagging and delaying. I've only just walked into the Funland.
Well,
I
I've
was so excited by talking.
I've just been running around and talking at the same time. I've been listening to you guys talk about the Tony Hawk thing.
Oh, brilliant. So, yeah, must ask Millennia, like, tell us a bit about yourself. So, how long have you been sort of doing this sort of thing?
Actually, I started making levels and things in Far Cry, the old Far Cry map editors.
Oh yeah, the Far Cry map editors.
Oh.
I made stuff in Far Cry 5.
Oh.
Ooh, we'll have to check them out.
And then when Dreams official release came out, I just actually started just making new things. So I started creating new things. I watched tutorials, a bit more skill at it, starting from there, and then just getting better.
Wow.
Oh, fantastic. What was kind of the name behind Millennia Hunter? I quite like that. Where's the name come from? Is it just because you're a millennial, or is it something deeper? Yeah.
It works. It works very, very well as a production name or like a company name.
Where did you get the name Toodaloo?
Well, I got my name because I just said it once as an outro, and it was just like, you know, well, that works, you know. So like, I just ended up sticking to it, and I changed my whole channel. What about you, Apocalypse?
Yeah. Interestingly, like, my name's a bit of a weird one, because when I first made my username, I called myself A Helix Mist, and then I changed that to Mr. Helix, because Mr. Helix and the Helix Mist are both anagrams of my real name, which is Alexi Smith. I don't mind saying my real name. And so I just made them as anagrams, and it's really funny because a lot of gamers that I play with still call me Helix, and I kind of regret changing my name. The reason I did was when I decided I wanted to take YouTube seriously, I thought I want to make a kind of punchier name, like a really punchy name, and I changed it to Apocalypse 93, but people still call me Helix when I go in parties and stuff, and I really miss it. So I'm now thinking of creating a character, not unlike yourself, Mr. Millennia, called Mr. Helix, M-I-S-T-A Helix, because that way I can then keep the name, and because I really miss it, and I kind of regret my decision slightly, even though I love my name that I've given myself. I do still self-identify as a Helix. It's very strange.
We all have very interesting channel names, that's for sure. Very interesting stories behind our names and things like that.
Oh, I love this. So you know, right at the start of your Light Carnival, and you've got the big hands waving at you to come in. Can you go in the one on the left, the one with the tooth, or is that blocked?
You can't go in it yet, but I was thinking in this other area to that part.
Because I love the whole Doctor Who thing you got going on. When you go in, it's really cool. Sort of quite trippy. No. When you walk in and it's all spirally and pink, as you walk in. Yeah.
And then you drink that strange juice and it makes you go all, it makes your vision go all funny, like.
Oh yeah, I thought I'd blend it so it's like a hallucinogenic drink.
Oh, and that's where this whole park comes into play.
Oh, how long have you been gaming then? How long's this been
I think quite a long time, as long as I can remember really. I remember I played GTA 3 back on the PS2 when that was out. And,
oh yeah.
I played some PS1 games on PS2. I think that's when I first started gaming.
So back in the PS2 days. Wow.
Yeah, back on the PS2.
That's so cool. But then, what then inspired you to take to YouTube? How did you decide, you know what, I'm going to make some cool videos and stick them on? Like, what?
I think loads of things. Like, I first found out about YouTube, I think it was sort of near the time it came out, and I was just watching videos, and I thought, I saw a few skits and stuff, and I thought it'd be funny, like, it'd be fun if I did some of my own ones. I started out doing some other weird skits. I have this really old channel which you haven't seen, which I've got skits I did when I was like a kid, when I was about 11 or 12. That's when I first started out. And then after that, I thought I would continue and do a new channel. And that's when I made the new one. You see?
Yeah. Oh, nice. What was is your old channel still live? Is it still active?
It's still there. Yeah, my old channel's called 97.
Oh, was the summer of '97. So that was when you were born?
Yeah, 97, yeah.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
Child of the 90s, like myself. Brilliant. Oh, amazing.
And I'm guessing you two, was you born was it 2000 or just after 2000?
2006 actually.
Wow, yeah, that's so cool. So we're all quite spread out in terms of the ages.
Well, you know, I'm quite a young gamer, like, as obviously as you know, but I've been gaming for about a decade, I think it is.
Which is hilarious, because when I first met you, because you sound a lot like my friend, I kind of assumed. I don't know why. I know you should never really assume age, but I always thought, I was like, oh, dude, he's my age. He's smart. He's funny. You know, I can chat easily to him. So it's
funny.
very cool because I can chat to you a lot
used to
easier than some of my other friends.
Well, yeah, I mean,
yeah, it's very cool.
I mean, I always loved gaming. It's just one of those things, you know. It's just, I don't know. It's just so good. Games are just like a passion point for me, if that makes sense.
Absolutely, and for all of us, and hopefully when we're all really old, dreary men, we will still be sort of helping each other out. Like, well, do you remember when we used to play Dreams? With our teeth falling out.
I was born 1975.
Oh god, I mean, this is amazing, this ride. So how long did it take you to grasp Dreams, to sort of get your hand on it and work it out?
I think it took just probably about half a year, maybe.
Wow.
Bloody hell, that's commitment.
Until I got really good with it.
Wow.
It took a lot of trial and error, and when I got good at it, was just after I made when I started getting my grasp of it, was just after Google Eyes level made.
So lots of dedication and lots of the drive to get it done, you know. Is this one of your passions, like something that you really wanted to do?
Anyone could get good at it if they kept at it.
Absolutely.
I watched a lot of tutorials provided by Media Molecule as well.
The thing is with the tutorials, I always lose patience very, very fast. I'm not a very patient person, so.
Oh yeah, that can happen. I did a lot at the start.
Lost patience.
I just went on the ride twice. Oh well, we can do it again.
What ride are you on?
The very first one, I was stumbling. I stood in the red button twice. So actually, that's interesting, that first one, because it goes backwards. There is actually a ride. It's either at Chessington or Thorpe Park called X No Way Out. It's in a dark sort of thing, and you go backwards. So it's quite interesting that you've chosen to go backwards. Not enough rides to go backwards. I think it's still there. I mean, this was back in 08 or 09.
Is it called the Thunderbolt?
No, it's called. Oh yeah, Millennia is
yeah.
called Thunderbolt. I love how it goes suddenly very grey and static and chippy, just at like. Oh god, and then it goes forward. And you've also got what's that weird, scary child who kind of runs about. That's quite spooky.
Oh yeah, I wondered who that was.
Meant to be the player character because the Light Carnival story is sort of based as like memories when I was a kid. So it's meant to be the player character, and because the ride goes back in time, that's 21st.
Party!
It's just gone back in time a few minutes.
Oh, nice.
Interesting.
That's really cool.
I got that idea from, if you're wondering where I got the time travel stuff idea from, I have a lot of recurring dreams which involve time travel like that.
Oh, that's so funny actually, because funny enough, like I mean, I know time travel isn't a thing, but actually, madly enough, the closest we will ever get to time travel, in my opinion, is through dreams. Like literally, I've had dreams where I've been standing, in a room that I remember vividly from like school or from somewhere that I've been, and you're talking to someone who is, you haven't spoken to them for years. And I know it's all in your head, but it's so cool. It's like the closest thing we'll ever get to time travel is dreams. I know that sounds a bit wanky, but
yeah, you're right.
I do love dreams.
My dreams.
So much. We could go on to
Sorry, I was going to say my dreams are. I don't really dream often. Like most of my dreams, I always like forget them. But when I do have dreams, they're very strange, like involving time travel and stuff like that. So I agree with Apocalypse completely.
Yeah, it's cool.
I told Apocalypse there is a way if you want to get better at remembering your dreams. If you write down the ones you can remember, it improves. Do that every day. It improves dream recall. So it makes it easier next time for you to remember them.
Yeah.
It's worked for me.
Yeah.
The study of dreams, for you hungry YouTubers thirsty for knowledge, it's called, I think, uranology, which is the study of dreams. Really cool. Like, it must be a great thing to study, actually, because dreams are, they are amazing. They're one of the wonders of the world, dreams. Asleep
never
but awake.
explain.
Yeah.
Science can't explain dreams. There's, it's just...
I've never really had nightmares, and one of the worrying things is scary dreams I've had haven't scared me yet. Maybe I haven't had a really traumatic experience yet. Well, I think I have, but luckily I've never seemed to have had an actual dream that's shot me up, and I've gone, fuck, and that must be really scary. As I say, my friend, suffers terrible night terrors. He actually calls out. I have to call him off his phone if it gets really bad, if I hear it.
Wow.
Just to wake him up. Bless him. QC, one love.
I've had some dreams. I've had some dreams where they've scared me for the whole day, and then I haven't been able to sleep again the next night.
Have you?
Yeah, go on. Sorry.
Oh, sorry, did I interrupt you?
No. What were you saying, mate? I didn't.
I was saying, have you had any memorable dreams before?
Memorable ones. I can't. I'm trying to think now. I think there was one where I got my finger chopped off. And that's scared. I don't know. I know that's a bit ridiculous.
Bloody hell! What the fuck?
It's a bit violent. I don't know where my brain went with that, right? But I saw everybody's faces when I said that. But it scared me for the rest of the day, and I thought I had no finger left. So like.
Oh, that sucks. I had more violent ones than that.
God, I love dreams. I had one. I remember one particular dream where I was back at this drama school I used to be in, and it was really nice being back there, and I was talking to the head guy, and it was really weird. I've had some where I've gone back to school and I've been in sort of like dining area with my friends again, and it's really weird. Those days are long gone, and it's kind of one other particular one that stands out when I made peace with a girl that I worked with who we fell out, and it was I don't really fall out with people, like my friends know this, but we did, and it is weird. Like some of them really stand out, like kind of in big ways, and then other ones I can't sort of I can't kind of remember them. It's very strange.
Dreams are just sorry, what were you gonna say, mate?
I was just saying that, and that seemed quite realistic, the one when you was back at your school.
Yeah, oh god, it was so bizarre. It was the dining area. I was holding a tray, I can remember that, and it looked vivid, like I could create it in dreams if I had the sort of know-how. And it was so strange because school was I left school in 2009 or 10, whenever it was, and it was just, it was vivid. It was vivid, and and those, yeah, it was felt like time travel. But then once you wake up, it's kind of nonsense. It's gone, and yeah. Oh, by the way, I passed the area where the guy's head spinning. What was with that dude? What the hell? The head spinning guy.
Yeah, that was actually from a dream I had where it was a weird theme park dream I had, and I was walking down these steps, and it's an Asian lady, and I bump into her, and she says, "Can you listen to my song?" No one else will listen to it, she's really upset. So I say yes.
God.
She plays this weird song on the flute, and then I go back in the dream and say, "Well done, that was really good," and then she's like really pleased with me.
Wow. But does
sorry, go on.
does her head spin around in the dream too, like it does in this one?
It doesn't actually in the dream. That's just a weird glitch which happened unintentionally. But I thought I'd leave it in there because it was quite weird.
Ah. Awesome.
Mrs. Bangle. We must talk about Mrs. Bangle because she's a dear woman, and there's a lot to chat about there. Mrs. Bangle, where does she come from? What was your inspiration for Mrs. Bangle?
The inspiration for Mrs. Bangle was actually a dream I actually had.
Whoa.
Which I could tell you, which was it's quite a weird dream. Did you want to hear it?
Yes, I do. Just quickly, for you YouTubers thinking what's going on, Mrs. Bangle is a original character that Millennia Hunter has created. So do check out Mrs. Bangle on YouTube because yes, we'll
drop a link in the
description. Special character. And she's fantastic. Tell us how you met her. Tell us how it began.
How I met her was in a dream. In the dream, I was at my Auntie Penny's house, but her house wasn't her house. It was all weird. It was like all big and like out of proportion, sort of like dreamlike, just weird. And then I see this woman wearing wearing this red mask with, and I could just see the eyes just peering out and the teeth peering out. That's all I could see.
Oh my God.
A very weird woman, and she was claiming to be my auntie. She was claiming to be my Auntie Penny, but of course she sounded nothing like her, and it was just this weird thing in a red sort of Velcro mask. And she's like, "Oh, do you want to come over and have a cup of tea?" And I'm like, "Oh, okay." So I go into the bathroom and then to like wash up and wash my hands, and then I go out, and then she's sitting there with cups of teas and it's like, "Come and join me," and I'm having a conversation with her.
Oh my.
And I'm like, is she really my auntie, or
wow.
Why is my auntie dressing up like this, pretending to be this weird thing, or was it just something pretending to be my auntie? So that was where I got the first dream from Mrs. Bangle.
She's fantastic. I mean, she's very sort of. It's funny. When I first saw her, one of the things I really like. Well, actually, not on Dreams. On Dreams, I didn't think this, but when I actually watched all the videos, I got a very David Firth sort of vibe. It was fantastic. It was a sort of a character who we're kind of supposed to think is, or some might assume is there to scare you, but actually isn't. Actually turns out to be quite a sort of almost Shakespearean tragic character. She's actually quite a sad character. The poor woman. She's she has all these shenanigans, like when she falls into the pool, or when she goes to that trailer, and she's speaking to that guy, and guy's telling her to go away, and so she's actually quite a sad character. She's quite misunderstood, I think, is Mrs. Bangle.
Yeah, quite misunderstood. Like at first glance, anyone would be scared of her because of the mask she wears. But in reality, if she didn't wear the mask, she'd be actually 10 times more scarier.
Because she burned her face, didn't she? That was the story, wasn't it? She had a terrible accident.
Oh, she was born with a bad deformity in the first place. Like, she was born with deformities.
Yeah.
So she was picked on at school a lot because of it, and she had to hide her face at school as well.
Wow.
And then later on in life, her and her parents were in a steamrolling accident.
Wow.
In English village, which deformed her face a little bit more. Then later on, she was in a car accident, which made it even worse. And at that point, she couldn't go out in public with the way she looked, so she decided to make her own mask. She was good at knitting. She decided to knit her own mask, and then she got the eyes and the teeth and stuck them on, and then that sort of became her mask. Sort of became a part of her, how she is.
Wow.
Because she's actually very friendly. She's actually a very friendly character. Once you get to know her, you could go to hers for a cup of tea. She go, "Hello, I can't do her voice, but no one can do Mrs. Bangle until we, you know. But I mean, it would be an honour if she could possibly at some point join us. Maybe at some point in all this would be lovely. But I don't know if that's.
I can get her to do that. I'm sure. I think she's here at the moment actually.
Oh, could Mrs. Bangle come on? She make an appearance.
We've been working on a video together, so she is staying with me at the moment.
Oh, wow. Fantastic.
I can go and get her, but she can't stay too long, but because she's busy. But
oh, please, yeah. If you could do that, that would be amazing. Oh my god, Tulu, Mrs. Bangle's going to join us.
We're going to meet Mrs. Bangle.
I was wondering if you would come on this podcast. Yeah, for YouTube. I like it. They're big fans.
Oh my god. I'd have to contain myself.
I'm gonna get going. Mrs. Bangle will take over, right? She's just she's a bit clumsy, so she's not good at technology, but she'll get.
Oh god! Oh, give her the mic. Give her the mic.
Here is his mic.
Is that Mrs. Bangle? Oh, it is a pleasure to meet you, Mrs. Bangle. Thank you for coming on our podcast.
Hello, Mrs. Bangle.
Yes, we do. Well, I mean, I hope we do. Toodaloo.
I hope so. I mean, you know, I hope people think we do good videos. I hope Mrs. Bangle thinks we do.
Oh. Mrs. Bangle, you're amazing. I found you on Dreams when I was dream surfing. You were looking for bread. I know how much you love bread, so I was... bread! I thought it was fantastic. Oh no.
But it's my favourite food, yes, darling.
Oh, Mrs. Bangle, you're amazing. And you're red, which is my favourite colour.
Oh, yes, my favourite colour too, darling.
Mrs. Bangles, why do you like bread so much?
I don't know, darling. It's just like the lovely, fluffy texture of it, darling, and the taste of it. And I've always liked it since I was a little baby, darling.
So, what's your opinion on toast? Toast. What do you think of toast? Is that sacrilege or is it good? Oh, brilliant.
I call them
toasties. You did! I remember from Dreams now. Yeah, toasties. Oh, I remember now, yes. Sorry, Mrs. Bangle, I didn't mean to mock you. Sorry, I didn't mean to do... Sorry.
Oh dear. Sorry, darling, I just dropped the mic, but I'll pick it back up again.
Oh, that's okay, Mrs. Bangle. Thank you so much for joining us. I mean, if you need to head off, we understand. I'm sure you've got lots to do. I mean, but
busy
Mrs.
lady,
Bangle,
you know.
thank you. Mrs. Bangle, how on earth did you dry out after you fell into that pool? You know, when in the video you fell into the swimming pool. How on earth were you able to get all your stuff dry?
Oh, well, I left my favourite jacket out in the sun, darling, and I had to dry my face out with a hairdryer, darling, and hang my mask on the washing line. But yeah, it didn't take too long to dry myself off, darling.
Wow.
Oh goodness.
Nothing's worse than having wet clothes, is it, Mrs. Bangle?
Oh, Mrs. Bangle, you're amazing. I mean, I'm really hoping that we can get Mrs. Bangle beanies or Mrs. Bangle keyrings or something.
Merchandise. That'd be amazing. Wow.
I'm sure Frank would have it. Frank's my dog, because you don't know, darling.
Oh, you have? Yes, you have. You do. You have a dog. There was this one video of you in the pouring rain, bless you, with Mrs. Oh, sorry, with your dog, and oh God, it must have been freezing. Do you not feel the cold much, Mrs. Bangle?
Oh, yeah, it was a really blustery, terrible windy day, but I was quite sheltered from the cold, darling, because of my mask and with a thick coat on as well. And yes, it was very windy that day, and I was feeding the ducks, darling, with Frank. And
Yeah.
Wow.
Frank's a lovely dog. Absolute lovely dog.
He's lovely. He's cute.
Did you see the birthday video I did for him, darling?
Oh, I think I did. Oh, did I see the birthday video? Is it new?
sausages, biscuits, and...
Ooh, I'll check that out later, Mrs. Bangles.
I saw your the most recent one I saw was the your 4th of July. It looked like you had a great 4th of July.
Oh, yes, it's very hectic, darling. It was fun but hectic.
Oh, brilliant.
My friends helped me do the videos, darling, and they got really drunk and was saying all sorts of bad language.
Yeah, I know. It's funny because Mrs. Bangle's quite child friendly, and I remember I heard swearing. Not that I mind because I'm terrible myself. But however, I thought, oh God, Mrs. Bangle, this is, oh God, does
My
Mrs.
goodness.
Bangle approve of foul language? Or not really?
Oh, not at all, darling. Mrs. Bangle does not like it, darling. But I tolerated it, darling, because they got quite drunk, you know.
Exactly.
Oh.
It was a lot of fun as well, darling.
Amazing.
Oh, Mrs. Bangle. I mean, it's such an honour to have you on here. Thank you
so much
much
for joining us, Mrs. Bangle.
Oh, you're welcome, darling. And anytime you want to I better go get going because I need to sort out my new costume and stuff for my new video, darling. But
Of course.
be sure to come out and have a cup of tea with your favourite Aunt Bangle, darling.
Definitely. Thank you, Mrs. Bangle. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming.
Just gonna get the point back to it, you know.
Thank you,
Brilliant.
Mrs. Bangle.
Thank you so much. Bye, Mrs. Bangle.
Bye bye, Mrs.
Thank
Bangles.
you. Bye-bye. Bye.
Goodbye, darling.
Toodaloo, we got the actual Mrs. Bangle.
We did. I am honoured.
Thanks, Mrs. Bangle. Bye.
Wow, we actually got a visit from Mrs. Bangle, the one
What?
and only. That is insane.
Everyone's favourite Auntie Bangle, yeah.
That is
Wow.
fantastic. Oh, she's such a gentle soul. I don't think she should be misunderstood. People need to know how sweet she is.
Behind the very scary mask, she is a lovely lady.
Yeah, very lovely lady, yeah, and she appreciates being on the podcast. And
Oh, fantastic. Yeah, no, thanks for getting her on. No, really, you honestly appreciate that. Thank you so much. So much.
was there any questions you wanted to ask which I've missed or any?
I have one
Well,
for you.
actually, go on, Toodaloo.
What advice do you have for people starting a YouTube? You know, like for people who, you know, because you've got quite a high subscriber count, right? You know, you're quite successful. You know, I mean, what's your advice to give to people who are just starting out?
If I was thinking of some advice, I'd think of just not give up and just like, even though it might take a while to get some subscribers and stuff, you just keep trying and doing what you love and just like have fun and yeah, I think that's the advice I can think of.
I respect that a lot.
That's amazing, yeah. I was wondering that, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, the story actually how I started just gaining some subscribers was I was at 7 subscribers and I was someone made a joke in a YouTube video, like some big YouTuber said, please go and subscribe, I only have like 7 subscribers. And I wrote in the comments, I actually do have 7 subscribers, and people saw, and they said like, no you don't, and they started subscribing.
Oh,
Wow.
that's fantastic.
Just simply be yourself.
Yeah, then I had a video which went viral, which I didn't expect to go viral. It was GTA 5 Michael prologue story. So that went viral, and then yeah, that's why
I saw that, actually. That was really well done. Was that done in director mode?
Yeah, Rockstar Editor, GTA 5.
Oh,
Wow.
amazing.
Wait,
Oh, fantastic.
that's amazing.
What,
Question for you,
Yeah.
Julie. What got you started on YouTube, and when did you start?
I started all the way back in 2015. It was. So I was only like 8 or 9 or something. But you know, I started getting into. I was always into gaming, and I always thought entertaining people is something I want to do. So yeah, I started a YouTube channel, and it's changed over the years. Like the names have changed all the time.
Yeah, Toodaloo Gaming is. I mean, it's a fantastic name. It rolls off the tongue really well. Toodaloo Gaming.
Tulu Gaming.
I like it. Yeah.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
And what about your projects? What got you started, and when did you start?
Well, it's funny. Like I've always loved gaming, big time, like always. And back when I was a child, before life removed all the when I was a kid, I used to watch people on YouTube streaming video games, and it looked like they had such fun doing it, and it always seemed so impossible. I thought, wow, you have to have crazy cameras and all this technology and loads of money, none of which I had. And so I loved laughing and watching them, and then I just thought, oh, it'd be fun to do it myself. And then I did it, but I didn't think anyone would watch or take it seriously, so I didn't really think anything of it. But then as time's gone by, I've realized how much I love doing it so much. It's like my biggest thing. I really like making them, and so yeah, and since then it's just skyrocketed, and I've just been trying really hard. I'm still editing them even now. I do need better technology and whatnot, but I love doing it. It's
the funny thing is about your channel, Apocalypse, is I went back to your old to your first ever video, and it wasn't that long ago, really, was it? Didn't you start like 2 years ago or something?
Interestingly enough, it's funny you mention that, because I really have a huge regret. I made an earlier video than that, which was what's that game with the camcorder?
Outlast.
Is it Outlast?
Yeah, that's it.
Outlast. I made an Outlast video, which was really bad. I can't remember whether it was that year or the year before. And when I was editing things, I deleted it, and I wish I'd kept it, because I think that was my first thing. It was Outlast. And I deleted that. But Resident Evil wasn't far off, and that was when I first started, because Resident Evil 7 was a fantastic fucking game. Sorry, that was brilliant. Biohazard. What a game, man! Have you played that?
I played the first few levels, but I still need to play more.
Yeah.
It's been quite good so far.
They're making a Resident Evil 8, aren't they, too?
Yes, they're making not the woods. What's it called?
The village,
cabin?
I think.
No,
It's the village.
the village.
The cabin.
The cabin.
Just a cabin.
I'm very excited, and if they can make that, one of the cool things about it, they made the whole thing VR, virtual reality, which I thought was really cool. They made the 7 a VR. I'm not sure whether the village will be. I hope so, though.
I had a VR headset.
Oh.
Chulu, you first.
Good. I think I got my VR headset it was for my birthday I've had it for a good 2 years, I'd say now. If off the top of my head, I'd say about 2 years or so.
I didn't realise it's been up that long.
It's been out a while. You can get them for cheap. Like I got my first one. I went splits with my girlfriend at the time, and so it was way cheaper. And unfortunately, she got motion sickness, so she kind of had some trouble with it, really, with some of the games. But me, I don't get motion sickness, so I literally smash it out as much as I can. I absolutely love VR, and I've been looking into Emotion, which is a VR company. I've seen their stuff, and I want to try and work with them, but they haven't got any jobs going at the moment. But I really, I think virtual reality is the future, and it is fantastic.
Agreed.
Oh, yeah, that sounds like a good dream job. That would be like working with them.
Oh, I love it.
Do you have any questions about the VR, Millennia?
Yeah, I do actually. Yeah, I've got a few. With the motion controls and that, how does it work? Like, do you just, I guess, you move your hands and it tracks it, and
Absolutely.
How do you pick stuff up in VR?
Well, the sticks have the motion controllers, the move motion controllers. They have a button called the T button, which is like a trigger at the back of the controller. You just press that, and it clutches your hand so you can pick things up.
It does, yeah, it's really cool. It works like a sort of, if you're holding a gun, it clicks like an actual gun. If you're using hands, it clenches your fist. If you're picking up a sandwich or something, it's very clever. Very clever.
It's very unique.
And, I've never actually played VR, but I've always wanted one, so I think I'll save up for one.
Definitely do. And actually, you can get some pretty good deals on them. PSVR is the cheaper.
The cheapest
but obviously,
option.
if you happen to be a billionaire by any chance, I'd go for Oculus or HTC Vive, which are fantastic. Like I tried, my boss has an HTC Vive, so I had a go on it. Honestly, it looks flawless. It's fantastic. But PSVR is still quality, but it's a lot cheaper as well. It's a lot cheaper option. Yeah.
I was thinking of games that would be good in VR. Yeah, that Matrix Path of Neo. Imagine a Matrix game.
I think the dodge bullets and stuff.
What a game!
If you're looking for a Matrix kind of style game,
I'm surprised. Oh, sorry, go on.
It's alright. So I'm saying you should. If you're looking for a Matrix style game in VR, I recommend playing Super Hot VR. If anyone's played that.
Super hot.
I've seen the trailer for that. Yeah, I didn't know it was in VR.
Yes, it's in VR. I've wanted to make a video on that for ages. Actually, I might. That's on my to-do list. My to-do list.
Your to-do list.
Yeah.
You can cut bullets and you can dodge bullets and you can like shoot things.
That sounds pretty cool.
It's like Matrix, but with like red people instead. It's weird. It's very strange.
Yeah. It's brilliant. Like when you make. Oh, by the way, this elephant. Sorry, is he part of the dream? I have to ask about this elephant.
About the one that's in
Oh.
Light Carnival.
With the purple head. Sorry, with the purple head and the yellow and the. Oh my god,
The one that I said looks like Dumbo that's been in a car accident. That's what I said in my video. That's what I said in my video.
Yeah. That elephant was in the original Google Eyes nightmare I had, the Google Eyes dream.
Yes, he was right at the beginning, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was in my actual dream I had from that, so that's where I got the idea of that.
Well, what's the meaning of these like people stood here shooting lasers at these pink elephants? Like, what's that?
Oh,
about?
the googly eyes.
Yeah, that was actually a recent dream I had. I don't know what was going on, but it was my Google Eyes dream characters, which keep purring. They were there, but they had different heads. One of them was floating, like with a drawn-on face. Pink elephants coming.
Brilliant.
And I don't know what's going on, but I thought I'd add that to my level.
When you walk into them, they go, ah! It's terrifying. That makes
they scream at
when
you.
you walk into the rays.
And also, this ride, the what is it? I can't remember what it's called now. Hold on, it tells me when it
The
goes.
spinny one.
The Nightmare in Green. What's this one all about?
Oh, that's a Google Eyes themed ride.
Oh.
That's their nickname, the Nightmare in Green. I've given them.
Wow.
By the way, the Tweenies fun thing is new, isn't it? That's the new one you were talking about, wasn't it?
That's one of the new ones. Yeah, that's more off the Tweenies nursery from the actual kids show.
I never actually watched it. I mean, I used to love the Tweenies. I don't know why I said never actually watched it. It used to be one of the shows I watched the most when I was a kid, you know?
It's funny, I used to... I used to stay. So from school, when my mum finished work late, when I was living in Brighton, I used to stay with this really nice old lady who recently passed. God bless her. But she used to look after me for a little bit. But she was our neighbour, and we always. When I come back from school, the Tweenies would be the first thing we watched, and then we watched Neighbours. It was always the Tweenies and Neighbours. So I always think of her whenever I see Tweenies things.
But now it scares
brilliant.
me. Now the Tweenies, especially because of your adaptation, I'm now scared of the Tweenies.
Did you by any chance find the new area with this huge giant spinning ball ride? And,
I did actually. I did, but I didn't actually play it because it was making lots of noise, and I wanted to hear what you guys were talking about. So I'm actually gonna go check it out now.
I mean, yeah, I couldn't get that.
I love how you put Dreams on in it in the background. You know, the logo of Dreams, which is great. You know, you gave Dreams a proper shout out. That
Yeah.
big spinny one.
I'm actually gonna go
Yeah,
see
I'm
what this
trying to get on
ride
it.
is about. Actually,
Oh god, yeah, it makes lots of noise.
the orb.
So great. That.
That's what this is called,
Oh
right?
god, and it
Hear about what, sorry?
vibrates. The controller vibrates.
The Google Eyes.
Yes, the green Google Eyes. Tell us.
Dream character.
Wow.
Street parades and
Oh jeez.
I would usually see them there, and then they're also at the theme parks.
Wow.
Like entertaining people. Yeah, they started
They're so bad. They look like a Doctor Who villain or something. You know,
yeah, they are just like a Doctor Who villain.
yeah, they're kind of something. You know, have a nice day. You know, and kill you or something. They're great.
I mean, this orb ride is very fascinating. I must admit, it's.
Oh yeah, that's I got inspiration from a YouTube video for that one.
Yeah, well, it's like the others, but like this one's like way taller, and it's like the music is. It's terrifying.
Oh. What would you sort of say, like, because this is all amazing what you've made, like, what would you say to kind of avoid when you're being a content creator? Is there anything that you would avoid, or you would advise people who are watching, who you know, to avoid?
I'm trying to think. Can't think of anything right now, but I will let you know if I think of something.
Yeah.
I'm sure there is. I just can't think right now.
Okay.
Yeah, because it must be quite tough. Yeah, go on, Tulu.
No, it's okay. I was going to say it's pretty difficult to think of things right off the top of your mind, you know, especially when you.
I love Fair Light Carnival and Mrs. Bangle Loves Bread. I mean, it's really great. It's great how you utilize streams and you've taken the time to really
actually,
work it all out and suss it out, and still learning constantly as you go.
I do have a question about Mrs. Bangles Loves Bread, actually. Is there an ending to that game? Because last time I played it, I collected all the bread and then nothing happened. Like.
Oh, not at the moment. I actually I sort of made that. I wasn't even expecting that to get views like that level, so like I just made that just as a one-off. And I still need to do an ending for that if I when I think of one. But yeah, as for now, I've just left it how it is. But I could do an ending for it.
Ah, awesome.
I've just come to a bit that I didn't notice before. You got like an arc de triomphe thing. You got like a bridge and a steam train.
Oh yeah, that's what leads to the new area. I don't know if you've been there yet. But
I've been there. I just rode on it actually. I just went to the orb actually.
Oh, that's good. And, I don't know if Apocalypse has been there yet, but if you cross that bridge and go through the mist, you'll find my new big theme park area. And at the end of the big theme park area, there's a weird fake train, and there's a building that leads to a weird train station.
Oh, I'll have to have a little look. Let me see.
That train goes very fast.
Just trying to think. Is there any questions that I've missed or
What about what's your favorite video game? A video game that you've played? Yeah, your favorite video game.
Arc de Triomphe. Oh yeah, go on.
Just say my favorite video game of all time is Skyrim.
Skyrim, that's a good choice actually. Skyrim's a good game.
Skyrim. Not a limb, not a limb, not a la 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 la, not a la.
Which is it's got such a
oh my god, yeah, it's great.
It's just such a good good score, such a good you know. Do you like Bethesda games then? Because like Fallout and things like that, like.
It just works.
Yeah, I like Fallout and now Elder Scrolls. I'm a big Elder Scrolls fan. I used to like Bethesda more, but since 76 I don't like them as much.
Oh my god, it just works, Millennia. Okay, it just works.
That's a good impression.
Is that right? Oh my god, poor Todd Howard. He got absolutely slated and destroyed over that. That was terrible. But I mean, oh god.
I actually had a dream about Fallout 76.
Did they fix the glitches?
No, this don't know if you want to hear it. It's just a short one, but I'm not taking too much of your time.
No, go on.
So, yeah, I had a dream about Fallout 76, where I played an even worse version than the one that's already available. This other version was called Fallout 70 Shits.
Oh, brilliant!
That's what it was called, and what was different about this version was that the whole game just took place in a sewer. And
didn't the whole game do that anyway?
And there was copies of Fallout 76 just like sticking out of feces
Oh
all
my
in the
god!
sewer. And you had to pick them up and collect them, and yeah, it was called Fallout 70 Shits.
That is fantastic.
That's genius.
Oh my god! By the way, on the orb ride, is that Papa Americano? Bep, bep, bep. It sounds like Papa Americano.
Can you get hit by the train when it comes? I need to test
it. It is! Oh my god, I love that song. Papa Americano.
Oh, you can get hit by the train, but it won't kill you because it's just a dream.
Oh, that's clever.
I must say, by the way, we're having so much fun. I didn't even notice this. We are coming up to an hour, and all our recordings will stop. So we should probably wrap it up. We're on 58. So there are so many more things I'd love to talk about, but I don't think we're going to have time. At least not on this video. But we should wrap up. Really. I can't believe it's been an hour. Millennia, thank you so much for taking the time to come on the channel and both of our channels and
Absolutely, dude.
having a chat with us.
It's been an honour to talk to you about your
Yeah,
amazing.
it's been really fun. Yeah. I just hope I haven't missed any questions. Or
No,
anything
well,
else.
I mean, to be honest, I think we had a few more, but we don't really have the time. We've been enjoying this so much, we haven't really, but it's going to cut out. So, but honestly, thank you so much. Do check out Millennia Hunter on YouTube and Tulu Gaming. They are amazing. Check them out.
And I'll say for my channel as well. Check out Apocalypse and Chidlu.
Oh,
Thank you very much,
brilliant!
dude.
Thank you. Really appreciate that, buddy.
My video.